What's up, graphic designers? In today's class, we're going to be reimagining this visual featuring some of the best college quarterbacks from just a couple years ago from the ESPN website. And what you're going to do is take a little bit of inspiration and come up with your own Mount Rushmore. So here is what I know. Clearly, these are considered among the greatest presidents in our nation's history, although that is, to be clear, up for debate. What we're going to do is you're going to generate your top favorite, maybe it's basketball players, maybe it's musicians, maybe, as in the case of me, it's going to be your favorite dinosaur. So I'm going to grab a velociraptor in just a second, but here is how this is going to work. All right, so what you'll do is you can copy and paste your image into Photoshop. And so here's what I know. I copied and pasted this image. I created a layer mask, and I know that you guys know this. But for this to work, we're going to have to desaturate. And I'm actually going to press Command J, Command Shift U to desaturate once more. Always Command L, always, always, always. We're going to lighten the lights, and we're going to darken the darks. And I'm going to adjust the midtone, so it's going to look a little something like this. And you know what's interesting about this example featuring LeBron is that the tones sort of match the granite of this mountaintop. So it doesn't look super unrealistic. However, there are a variety of mountain ranges, and so what we're going to need to do is apply blending modes, and here's how this works. I know that if you press V, hold Shift, plus plus, we can cycle through, but what's weird and problematic is you can see right through LeBron James to see George Washington underneath, and that's not what we want. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a color in a solid tone above the Mount Rushmore images. And you're going to notice that when you do a little Google image search that there are different shadings of Mount Rushmore depending on the time of day. And so now when we paste in LeBron James and cycle through blending modes, we can find something that looks maybe a little bit more realistic, and probably we're going to consider using multiply. Last but not least, what we're going to need to do is make sure that the mountain range extends over his head. I'm actually going to increase the size of LeBron because why not? And I'm going to press check to confirm. I notice that right here it needs to be that solid color, so I'm going to press I for eyedropper, I'm going to press B for brush, and we're going to paint it in. I'm actually going to press Command Z, and I'm going to drop down the hardness to like 8%, and now I'm going to brush, and that looks a little bit more realistic. I'm going to add LeBron. I'm going to hold Command, I'm going to click on the thumbnail layer mask, and so we can see the little ants running around the perimeter of his head. If we, ladies and gentlemen, jump down to layer 3, which is this like painted layer, and we press the letter B, we can then extend it right around LeBron James's head, and that looks phenomenal. And I'm going to do that one more time. So I'm going to press Command Z. I'm actually going to press Command D to deselect, and I'm going to go grab that velociraptor. So who's on my Mount Rushmore? Great question. Some of my favorite dinosaurs. I'm going to copy the image. I'm going to turn to Photoshop, Command V. We're going to use the object selection tool. I'm going to click this velociraptor, layer mask. I'm going to press Command J. I'm going to hide the layer underneath, Command Shift U, Command L. And let's apply some layers, and let's see what happens here. All right, so we're adjusting. This looks kind of cool. I'm going to press OK. I'm going to shift this over. We'll reduce the size just a tad. And now when we press V, hold Shift plus plus, we can find the blending mode that makes sense for us. And what I'm going to try is, I'm going to try multiply, but I can see that the edge doesn't, we see some of the sky behind the velociraptor. I see that, you see that. So what we'll do is we'll hold Command, we'll click on the layer mask itself. I'm going to jump down to where it says layer 3, and I'm going to layer it, I'm going to call it rather painted landscape. B for brush, and then we can just sort of extend it like so. That looks not bad. And now what I know is we can use the layer mask. Click on the layer mask, B for brush, hardness is, I'll try 32%. We can have something that looks, if we want to play around with the tone of the background a little bit, what we can do is use the paint bucket to select just the mountain range itself. You can add a color, and then when we add our Mount Rushmore individuals, we can apply the appropriate blending mode and make it look pretty cool. So last thing, if you wanted to change the sky, there's lots of different ways you can do that, but I'm going to show you a shortcut right now real quick. If you select Edit and then do Sky Replacement, let's see what happens. This window pops up, and that looks kind of cool. And if we select Shift Edge, Ooh, and you know what we're gonna do? You'll notice it's just on this Velociraptor layer. That's not what we want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop down to the background layer. And again, we're gonna click Edit, Sky Replacement, and let's see what happens here. You'll notice it's generating, and wow, that's really, really cool. It created a new sky. Let's click this down arrow, and we've got a folder of just blue skies. This is nifty. That's pretty cool. But if I scroll to the top and collapse the blue skies folder itself, we can open up Spectacular. And oh, what inspiration. What a stunning sunset. That looks really cool. And so then if we press OK, we'll have something that looks a little bit like this, and then we can continue to play around with our Mount Rushmore. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.